Why the fuck am I making YouTube videos?
And pause right there. I was going to do a bunch of hilarious skits involving myself and a rubber duck, but one of the trade-offs was I could either do that or put out a video on time for once, and I went with the latter. And funnily enough, that ties into the theme of our video today, trade-offs. Anyway, let's reset the context. Why the fuck am I making YouTube videos? And now, on with the show.
Yes, that is a great question. Why am I doing this? I guess I'm trying to make sense of reality. The world's on fire. I'm munching on popcorn, watching it burn, sometimes gleefully. But I'd like to do a little bit more than that. There's part of me that, while I want to dive into the chaos, I would also like to straighten things out just a little bit. And that's what I'm trying to do with this channel, I suppose, in some way. Seems like something of non sequitur. Things are going insane and I make YouTube videos. But that's where we're at as a society. So last week we touched on one of the strange truths of humanity. And I guess what I'm doing is making some concessions up front. I'm doing the Buddha thing. Life is suffering. Get the shit stuff out of the way first, and then we move on to the good stuff. The way of the warrior is resolute acceptance of death. So last week's concession was, the universe is huge, we're tiny, we make flawed images of the universe in our minds. We are all delusional as a result. We haven't got all the facts of the matter at hand, and yet we still have to go about our lives. And as we do, we bump into other people who have different but also flawed images of reality. And we have a tendency to want to kill those people. We are all delusional. And that leads into today's little lesson. Sometimes there are no good solutions. Police officers speed to stop other people from speeding. Parents yell at their kids to get their kids to shut the fuck up. And nations drop bombs on other nations to teach them that using bombs to get your way is wrong. That's another strange paradox of humanity. There's always going to be trade-offs. There's always going to be unintended consequences of our actions. Look at capitalism, for example. Half the world is starving and the other half is dying from obesity-related diseases. And we're slowly destroying the environment. I don't think that was in the plan. Not from the beginning. But still, we persevere. And just because there are no good solutions sometimes doesn't mean that we should settle for absolutely terrible fucking dog shit solutions. And let me give you a little idea of what I'm talking about. There's an election coming up in the United States of America near the end of this year. If things go according to plan, and things have not been going according to plan so far, so we'll see how it plays out. But on one side of the ballot, we've got a man who's an accused rapist, a racist, a windbag who seems to be in cognitive decline. And on the other side, we have Donald Trump. Those are our two options. And as a New Zealander living in Australia, you may wonder why I give a fuck about this. And it's because one of these two fucking decrepit clowns will become the leader of the quote-unquote free world. And it just baffles me. I'm sure we could have done better. I mean, these guys have their other qualities where they're probably quite good. But as leaders, I truly have to question where we're going as a species. And it's looking as though Biden will win. And the only issue I have with this, and I'll put all my cards on the table up front, I I lean left of center, slightly. Not fully Marxist, but I feel that there should be a social safety net. And so I hold my side to a higher standard. Like Donald Trump, he was good on the economy, but he's fucking terrible in so many other ways. But the problem I see when a Democrat gets in power, and we'll use Nobel Peace Prize winning war criminal President Obama as an example, people don't seem to care. Like that guy, cares much when the president does stuff wrong. That guy ran on a platform of change, and he was more of the same on steroids. He was harder on whistleblowers than any president in American history. He dropped more bombs until Donald Trump came along, and Donald Trump quickly took that record away. But Obama, he expanded the drone strikes. He took war from 2 countries to 7 countries when he said that he was going to bring all the troops home and end the wars. He unfortunately kicked out 5 million families from their homes. Well, he oversaw that happening. He could have bailed out the people that needed help, but instead he bailed out his friends on Wall Street. Nobody was held accountable. They were actually rewarded for crashing the international financial system, which is just fucking insane. And I fear it will be more of the same if Biden gets in power. Whoever gets in power. If Donald Trump gets in, if Biden gets in, things aren't going to get any better. Because at the end of the day, although there are some policy differences on either side of the ledger, both of these two serve the same corporate masters. They're part of the neoliberal establishment. There's an old Simpsons bit. I'll probably play that clip.
America, take a good look at your beloved candidates. They're nothing but hideous space reptiles. It's true. We are aliens. But what are you going to do about it? It's a 2-party system. You have to vote for one of us.
He's right. This is a 2-party system.
Well, I believe I'll vote for a third-party candidate.
Go ahead. Throw your vote away.
It's like we're brainwashed sometimes. We can't see beyond the limits of our own field of vision. We're being taught from youth, even here in the satellite countries of the United States of America, that there are really only 2 parties. There's only 2 options. And that's just ridiculous. One of my favorite thinkers, well, actually, I was going to say Charles Eisenstein, but I think he was quoting someone else, Sun Ra, I think it was. And this great man, he said, "The possible has been tried and failed. Now it is time to try the impossible." So what is there left to do? Kanye for president 2020.